tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add photos to your web pages. Starting here into the dashboard on the list of pages. You can get here by clicking this link here. Scroll down to the page you want to edit. For this example, we're going to use the home page. So I'm going to right click on Page Builder and open in a new tab. That just makes it easier to come back to this list later. So here we are on the Page Builder, which again is the visual representation of your website, except that you can edit it. I'm going to show you how to edit this background image. We'll swap it out for another one using the built-in image search. We'll also change this picture of the coach here, which is one of the first things that you'll probably want to change when personalizing your website. So for this image block, you notice that when you hover your mouse over it, that you get the controls. So we're going to click on the wrench to edit the settings. So this settings box pops up. Right now it's in the way, so you can click and drag it off to the side, or if you prefer, you can dock it, drag it into this blue area, and dock it onto the side, left or right side. So, under the General tab is where the main settings are, and we're going to scroll down to the Image Basics, and we're going to click Edit. So this allows you to either upload a file or choose one from your media library. You can also search images, but you're going to want to upload a picture of yourself probably for the coach, so we're going to upload one. So here we are. I'm going to select a photo, open it, it uploads it, adds it to your website. Once it's ready, you can select the photo, and there we are. So as you can see, this template automatically crops the photo into a circle. So a little bit is cut off at the top. So be aware of the size of the photo that you're adding and where you appear in it if you want to have cropping in it. You do have the option down here to choose the style of the crop. And if you choose simple, then it won't crop it at all. So here we can see the full image. So that's one option. Square is another option, and circle is the default. You can also play around to design your own if you want something fancy. So let's go ahead and save this one. And we're going to scroll up and we're going to check out this background image here. So I'm going to move that out of the way because the handles for the blocks almost always appear in the top left. But at the very top of the page, this row, the controls for it are actually in the bottom left, just so that it doesn't interfere with other stuff. So that's where we can click on these row settings. And you'll also notice that it's row settings, not image settings. So before we were editing just this image module, and that was the only thing that module or block does. And this is a whole row. And the image that we're changing, the setting that we're changing is just one part of it. It's the background. So we're going to scroll down until we get to background. See, the type is set to photo already. There's an image in there. So we're going to edit that. This time, instead of uploading a file from the computer or choosing from your media library of photos already uploaded to your website, we're going to use free images from Pixabay. Pixabay is a website that's full of a large library of royalty-free photos. This solves the problem that it's against copyright law to just go to Google, search up the photo you want, and steal that for yourself, because that's not your photo. If you didn't pay the photography for it, or you don't already have rights to it, you can't just take it for yourself. You can buy photos from stock libraries such as iStockPhoto or BigStock, but if you want to save some money, Pixabay is a great way to browse their library and choose something that you're allowed to just pick and add to your website. And I'll save you the time of even having to leave your website builder. You can just use this button here and search Pixabay directly. So we're going to search for something related to food for this background image. This one here with the berries and the flowers looks good. So you click on that and you get a larger preview. Then you'll click Save and Insert, and you see it's downloading it now to your site. And you'll see that later in your image library. So that looks lovely there in the background. So let's save that. Great. So far, I've shown you how to replace images that already exist on the web page, such as this background image at the top and this coaching image here. But what about if you want to add a brand new image? So let's do an example of that. Let's add an image between this block of text here and these info boxes below it. So on the right, you have a list of blocks that you can click and drag to use on your website. If this doesn't already show up for you, it's because you don't have it you don't have it docked on the side. So I'll show an example of how it would look otherwise. So if you have it set to floating, then you can click this plus and X to show and not show. I'm going to put it back in the side because that's how I like to work on it. So it's always available to me. So for our example, we're going to click and drag the photo block. It'll shade blue where it's going to appear when you let go. So let's release. It didn't, so you see it's here, but it's not showing anything yet because we haven't selected a photo. So let's do that now. Let's choose this one just as an example, select photo, and there it is. If we want to change any of its style, then we can go here. We can choose some of the cropping options. We can change the width of it. Click and drag this. Let's just leave it full. Let's just put it back to default by taking out the number, and we can change the alignment. If it's full width, the alignment doesn't matter, but you can go left, center, and right. Other options include border and radius and shadow. Radius is like rounded corners, if you like that. Save, and that example is done. Below this, we can see a few info boxes, which contain an icon, a heading, and some text. Let's click into this info box so I can talk to you about the icons. On the second tab, we have Image Icon. An icon is like an image, except that it's a simple line drawing that represents something. You see this often on buttons or in info boxes such as these. Right now, this info box has an icon which is set to type photo, which allows us to upload a photo. This template has custom icons designed just for it, but you're not limited to that. You can choose the icon setting and click replace to open up the browser, and you can see all your options from various collections of icons. If this is a little bit too much, you can also use the search box on the top and you can narrow it down. Let's just click on this one for an example. It's going to change it to some measuring stuff, and we can scroll down in here and we can see we have options like the size. We can change the icon color here. Got the rainbow of colors. Click outside the color box to close it. And you have icon hover color is also an option. Icon hover color means that when your mouse goes over top of the icon, that it will change color. And this doesn't happen in the page builder. It only happens when you're using the preview or on the live website. So that's how you use the icons. Let's click this X to clear the color, put it back the way it was. Actually, we can just click cancel here, clear all those changes. Very nice. I'd like to point out a special case on the Minimalist Apricot template. Down here, you see this photo of the coach is in the left column. And if you click on it, it just opens up the settings for a spacer or a gap. It's because this is actually a background image. It's a fancy thing done because of these overlapping columns. And the way to edit it is to click on this button for Edit Column Settings. And then this will be similar to what you saw for the row settings. You can scroll down and you can see the background photo. And you can click Edit to change it right there. That's it for this tutorial. If you have any trouble with this or you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to help. Be sure to check out the rest of the Quick Start videos.